All right, let's dive in. If you're an AI project manager, you've probably been in that meeting, right? The technical deep dive? You're hearing jargon like transformers versus LSTMs, and you're thinking, okay, what am I actually supposed to be doing here? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack. I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? You've got data scientists building things, engineers deploying them. So where do you, the PM, fit in when the team is picking the very heart of the project, the algorithm? Are you supposed to be a machine learning guru yourself? Well, the answer might not be what you think. And boom, that's it. That is the core idea for this entire explainer. I want you to think of yourself as the conductor of an orchestra. Seriously, you don't have to be the best violin player in the world, but you absolutely must make sure the entire orchestra is playing the right symphony in perfect harmony and right on schedule. Your instrument isn't code, it's governance and oversight. So, to get you there, we're going to walk through these 6 key areas of your responsibility. We'll start with nailing down your core mindset, then we'll get into the practical checks you need to make, all the way from high-level strategy down to the final sign-off. Okay, first up, let's talk about that crucial shift in thinking. Your real value isn't in writing Python or tweaking hyperparameters. Nope, it's in providing that strategic governance, making sure the whole process is solid from start to finish. Your main job is to be the official validator. You're the one in the room who has to ask, hey, do we look at other options? Why is this one the best? And where's the paperwork to prove it? You are essentially the project's critical check and balance system. All right, on to your first practical task. As the project governor, you have to make sure the team isn't just grabbing the latest, coolest algorithm off the shelf. No, they need to start with the business problem itself. This is probably the most important checkpoint you have. So before a single line of code gets written, and this is huge, you need to validate which of these buckets the business problem really falls into. Are we predicting a number, like future sales? That's prediction. Are we sorting customers into groups, like high churn risk or low risk? That's classification. Getting this crystal clear right at the start saves so much headache and rework down the line. So once the problem is defined, you have to check the proposed solution against, well, reality. And what's really interesting here is that these are business and operational questions, not just technical ones. For instance, can this algorithm handle the messy, unstructured data like emails and images that we actually have? Can it give us an answer fast enough for our users? And super important, does it meet our legal team's need to be explainable? Okay, next up, you need to help guide one of the most fundamental decisions in any AI project. What's the learning paradigm? And this choice is almost entirely driven by 2 things, the data you have on hand and the problem you're trying to crack. This table breaks it down perfectly. You know, if you have nice, clean, labeled data, meaning historical examples where you already know the right answer, then you're in the world of supervised learning. If you've just got a massive pile of data and need the machine to find hidden patterns all on its own, well, that's unsupervised. And if you're building a system that has to learn by doing through trial and error, like a game AI or a robot, you're looking at reinforcement learning. Your job is to make sure the team's choice actually matches your data reality. Now, this next topic, it's one of the most important conversations you will ever lead as an AI PM. It's the classic tug of war between a model that's incredibly accurate and a model whose decisions you can actually understand and explain to a human being. Here's the trade-off in plain English. Simple models, think linear regression, small decision trees, they're like glass boxes. You can peek inside and see exactly why a decision was made. But the complex models, like big neural networks, they're often black boxes. They can give you mind-blowingly accurate answers, but good luck figuring out how they got there. So, how do you guide this big decision? It all comes down to risk. If the model is being used for something high stakes, we're talking medical diagnoses, loan applications, you absolutely need interpretability. Regulators will demand it, your customers will expect it. But for lower risk stuff, maybe like an internal sales forecast, you can probably afford to go for the black box and prioritize raw performance. Okay, we're getting a little deeper into the technical weeds now, but remember your role. You're not there to design the architecture. You're there to interrogate the decisions behind it. You have to make sure every single choice is deliberate, justified, and lines up with the project's goals. So, when your data science team comes to you with their proposed architecture, you need to be ready. You're not there to argue about the nitty-gritty technical details, but you are there to challenge the logic and make sure it aligns with all those project constraints we've been talking about. This is your go-to checklist. Can this plan handle our data? Is it fast enough? Is it secure? can we afford it? And, probably the most important question of all, can the team show me that they seriously looked at other options? That last one is key to making sure the process was truly rigorous.
You should expect to see comparisons just like this. Your team needs to explain, in business terms, why they picked, say, a vision transformer over a classic CNN for a computer vision task, or why a modern transformer model beat out an older LSTM for a language problem. Your role is just to confirm that this comparison actually happened and that it was written down. And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most critical, step in your oversight role. All that fantastic research, all those debates and decisions, they're pretty much useless if they aren't written down somewhere. This is where you enforce the creation of a complete, auditable record of the decision. And this checklist, this is your ultimate governance tool. Seriously, before any model gets the green light for production, you have to make sure this whole document is filled out. It needs to have everything, from the initial business problem and KPIs, all the way to why we picked this model and how we're going to keep it running. And look, this isn't just busy work. It's the project's armor. It's what protects you in an audit and gives everyone clarity.
And that quote really just brings it all home, doesn't it? Your job as an AI project manager during model selection isn't about trying to be the smartest data scientist in the room. It's about being the most rigorous governor of the process, always tying the technical choices back to business value, risk, and compliance. So there you have it. With this framework in your back pocket, you're not just a spectator in those technical meetings anymore. You're an active governor, a strategic validator. So think about your current project. What's the very first question from this explainer that you're going to go ask your team?